Yes, guys, welcome back to Hot Topics with myself, AGT and Doyle. We're top of the league again.
Thanks, bud. Yeah.
How are you, mate?
Bloody boss.
Yeah, go on. Kiss one of them.
Boss. I'm good, lad, yeah. I'm feeling a little bit better. 7 days of recovery and I've been resting as well. Still got a little bit of a cough, so you might hear one or two of them. But otherwise, I'm okay, mate. How are you?
Good. I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. It's been a good weekend. Obviously, we did our job, won our game, the football match that we had against Crystal Palace.
Which puts us where in the table?
Number one.
Number one.
Yeah?
Yeah?
So before we tell you what the title of this video is, even though you already know that, or audio podcast, if you're listening to us in that version, make sure you smash that like button, get your comments in. International break now, but we can enjoy it, mate, because we're top of the table.
Relax.
And I'm going to Ibiza tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
But get your comments in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you are listening to us on the audio platforms, give us a 5-star rating, please.
Yes, please.
But let's get straight into this one, Dor, because there's so much to talk about. I don't know if you saw, but James Redmond was on the Cop TV at the weekend.
Redmond,
I watched the game with him. Big him up. It was great to see him back. He did a fan cam. We also released a video yesterday on the kind of contract situations at Liverpool, including Trent, Mo and Virgil.
Yeah.
But what's happened since then, and there's been a bit of an update, and that includes Jarell Quansah and Ibrahima Konate are closing in on new deals for Liverpool.
Great.
The agreement almost done with Jarell Quansah on a new contract, final deals being sorted and then signed. Talks have also started with Konate as he's a key part of the project for Liverpool, strongly wanted by the board. I mean, this is great news because that's two players that could potentially be our centre-back pairing for the next
Yeah, I agree.
5 to 10 years.
Be interested to see if Quansah's in a little bit more money. I think he probably should be.
It.
Yeah, he should.
Deserves it.
It's now cemented, isn't it? Where it's like, you are a prospect for us, a proper one. So we need you to bed into the squad, get stuck in now. Here's your new contract. See you in 4 years in the starting lineup, lad. That's what we're hoping for, right?
Yeah. And yeah, you know, it's well deserved. When you look at the kind of 12 to 14 months that he's had, you know, it's not only just the level of performances. Yes, there were a couple of mistakes that you know you're going to make as a
kid,
a young centre back. You know, playing alongside some of the best. You know, the main one being that Man United.
He's 19, right? He's 19, isn't he?
I think he's 20 now, but again,
still a baby lad.
Playing a lot of football matches for Liverpool. So, in terms of bedding in terms of putting your stocks down to say you're our guy for the future, this is what they're doing. And obviously Konate,
25, 26,
you know, looking to tie him down for another 5-6 years.
Fantastic.
So that's great news, and it can't take away from the fact that we are still looking to tie down, as we mentioned, Trent, Mo and Virgil. Do you agree with the kind of prioritization here from Richard Hughes and FSG in terms of, would they be the first two that you'd pick, or would they be maybe the easiest two that you'd pick, or would you have maybe done it a bit differently? Listen, nothing's been signed yet, and we'll get on to Virgil, Trent and Mo shortly, but would you have done it this way?
I think it's maybe the only way they've got to do it, right? Otherwise, they'd 1 or 3 and they'd say, right, let's prioritise all 3, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I think we had a conversation, me and Joe, about this a few hot topics ago. And I said I'd prioritise Trent and Virgil simply because I don't think there's any other players like them on our team. There really isn't, lads. They are the epitome, the yardstick. They are the yardstick for their positions, right? There is no better right back than Trent in the league or maybe in the world. There is no better centre back other than maybe Saliba in the league or in the world that I'd have. So I don't really want to compromise on them. When I look at Salah's performances, yes, he's given us numbers and stats because that's what he does. He's a world-class player, lad. But there is parts of his game that are missing nowadays. He struggles to beat a man. He definitely does. That far post finish that we've seen for the 2-0, right? Again, was it 2-0?
Yeah, the McAllister
brilliant,
goal.
Wonderful goal, right? But
do you mean the assist from Salah?
No, I mean the goal that Salah scored. Okay. Wonderful goal. We've seen him score hundreds of them. Yeah, we have. But they are few and far between nowadays. If you look at his first few seasons, they were all the time. And it's not to say that he's a bad player. I still want to keep him, lad. If we can get all 3 of them, nail them on, lad, without a shadow of a doubt. But if we're talking about prioritising, Trent's got 9 years left in his career, lad. He's phenomenal. That variety of passing will never leave him. He might lose pace, lad, but he'll always have that passing. Konate, Virgil, same lad. He's one of them players. We were talking about Mickey van der Ven before, right? I think he's a great player, Mickey van der Ven. But if you take away his pace, is he the same as Saliba? Is he the same as Virgil van Dijk? No, not in my opinion. They're better footballers, better centre defenders. They just are. And Virgil, I think we need that leadership and that being there, done it before, going forward in our transition. We need it. We absolutely need it. And Salah is that as well, but we're just hypothesizing.
Yeah. And we should mention today is Trent's birthday.
Happy birthday, lads. He's
26 years old today. Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's won the Champions League, the Super Cup, the Club World Cup, the Premier League, the League Cup twice, the FA Cup and the Community Shield. Won every trophy apart from the Europa League that there is to win at Liverpool. Who, again, had a great weekend. When you look at the result, yes, it was a win, a clean sheet, which you can never take for granted. People saying Liverpool's fixtures have been easy. There's no easy game in the Prem. So I understand that the harder games are coming up in Europe, in the Cups. We have to go away to Arsenal very soon as well. But we're doing our job. All we can do is our job. I said it in the fan cam after the game on Saturday outside Box Park. I said, I'm really, really loving what we're doing at the minute, but the massive period is coming next. But the question that I have for you is, can Liverpool win the Premier League? Because at what point do you start to get excited? Is it after this really tough break, maybe mid-November you can start?
For me, on the 2nd of December, yeah? If we're there and thereabouts, lad, then Liverpool can do it. But I've got to see us play the proper teams, lad. We thought Man United was going to be a test, but then we've seen how they've carried on throughout the season. Yeah, Spurs went to them and battered them 3-0 at their ground and then lost 3-2 yesterday. So it's not that much of an achievement. The teams that we have played have all been below 9-4 or something. So it is right, lads. Like, we haven't played a top-tier team yet, so we need to see how we compare to them. And to be honest with you, we've seen people saying about Gary Neville, right? What was he saying? Liverpool, way off Arsenal, way off Man City. I don't agree. I don't. And I'm watching the performances of Man City and I'm watching the performances of Arsenal. None of them teams are blowing away the opposition. None of them. They aren't, lad. They're struggling. You've seen Arsenal going 1-0 down first. You've seen Man City go 1-0 down first. If you watch that Fulham game against Man City, Fulham had a bucket load of chances, lad. Adama Traore could have had about 17 hat-tricks, lad. He missed that many chances. So I don't think they're miles ahead of us, to be honest with you. I think that we're there or thereabouts already based on what Klopp has left Arne Slot, and now we're creating some stability. Whether or not we can win the league, it's a big old question, lad. So give me until the 2nd of December and then I'll tell you, lad. We have to wait. We do have to wait, lad.
Liverpool don't play for 13 days, 5 hours, 34 minutes and 40 seconds. That's the next time we play football against Chelsea, 20th of October. After that, tricky one to Leipzig away, 23rd of October.
It's going to be heavy, lad.
And then 27th of October. So again, we're approaching that period where it's 3 games every 7 days. And then it's the 27th of October, we play Arsenal away, which I think is going to be, I think everything is building up to that game.
Is Ali going to be back for that game, for example? You know what I mean?
I hope so. After that, we go to Brighton away on the 30th, 3 days later.
Hard game for us. Very hard game for us.
There would almost be no point in even travelling back to Liverpool after that Arsenal game. You might as well just go straight to Brighton because you're playing 2 days after. That's a 7:30 kickoff. And then we play Brighton again at Anfield 3 days after that at home.
In the cup.
In the league. So the first one's a cup, second one's the league.
Right.
Home again 3 days later after that against Leverkusen. 4 days after that, it's Aston Villa at home. Then it's Southampton away. There's another international break in November. But then, 27th of November, it's Real Madrid at home. And then it's Manchester City at home. 3 days after that. 3 days after that, Newcastle away. 3 days after that, Everton away.
This is why I said
3 days after that,
what?
Girona away.
Nah, Girona, we can get away with that one. But
it's mad.
That's why I said after the Everton game, it was like, I need to play all of the biggest teams and all
that
of our
takes
rivals.
us to mid-December.
Oh, mate.
So, in answer to my question, I know you said,
do you think we can win the league based off them fixtures? Bro? Your face, and if you're not watching this, his face went from smiley to straight. Like, what have I said?
You know that Roy Hodgson meme where he's like,
oh yeah, yeah.
If I'm honest, really honest, can we win the league? Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Will we win the league? No, we won't.
Yeah,
that's what I truly think, because as much as City have got Rodri out, they've still got 80 million in the bank from what I've read this morning to go out and buy a Rodri replacement in January.
Who's it going to be, by the way? Isn't it going to be Zubimendi? I've seen.
Could be Zubimendi.
I've seen that.
It could well be Zubimendi. It could be Varela from Porto.
Ryan's better.
I mean, they've got the money, so they can kind of just...
If Zubimendi goes to... If he denies us, then gets fed up with Real Sociedad and wants to come back to
Which he
Liverpool,
probably
and then
already is
ends up
now.
going to Man City. Lads,
There's no mountains there, mate.
yeah,
There's no cricketers.
Yeah. And if you misplace a pass, lad, you're out. Okay, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough few months, man. So I think my answer, if you ask me now, will we win the league? I'll say no. However, mid-December, if we get through, what does get through even mean?
If we're
Just win them all.
if we're 3 points or less off the top of the league by the 2nd of December, I am going to
I'd say
say
14th of December. Because
14th.
that's when
Then
hard,
we are going to win the league, in my opinion. Or we
Yeah?
can win the league. We can win the league. Like how I start to believe it, but I still think we're going to be there or thereabouts. They're not going to run away. It's not going to be a 15-point gap. It'll probably be at the end of the season 7
6 or
points.
7,
yeah, that's what I can see, lads. We're not going to be. We're not a terrible team. Now we're playing good football. It's just we're not blowing teams away because we're creating
But
stability.
that's fine.
Like
we don't mind that.
Yeah, we're sound, lads. But we've got the best defense in the league at the moment.
In
Just saying.
Europe,
Yeah,
2
just saying.
goals conceded.
Like we actually do. I'm not saying that it'll continue to be that, but right now we do, lads.
It's funny you say that because I actually have some stats up in front of me of Virgil van Dijk and Ibu Konate versus Saliba and Gabriel. So shout out to Saliba and Gabriel. Unbelievable defenders, but Arsenal have conceded a few goals recently, but they've still been winning their games and they're still unbeaten.
They haven't lost.
So there's context behind this, of course. But tackles won. Saliba and Gabriel 65, 52% respectively. Just put that on silent. Abby texted me a load of rubbish. And then tackles won 68 and 75. So Liverpool come out on top there. Duels won 52
Virgil.
and 62 is Virgil and Ibu.
Yeah.
51 and 33. So Gabriel only wins a third of his duels. So Liverpool ahead on that one. Aerial duels won. This is the impressive one.
Virgil will definitely be top.
73% Virgil, 86% Konate.
What?
86. So
Konate?
every 10 headers he goes up for, 8.6 out of 10, he wins them.
Konate has a higher rate than Virgil.
Yes.
That
Yes.
surprises the hell out of me, lad.
Yes.
When you think,
I don't think it does.
whoa, no,
I
it does
actually
for me,
don't
lad.
think
I
it
see him
does.
win loads of headers, Konate, yeah, but I think what it is with Virgil, he wins a lot in the box, a lot more in the box. We've seen it more from Konate in the 6-yard box winning and scoring goals and that, but traditionally, it's usually been Virgil in that area.
Yeah. And I still, whenever Virgil goes up for a header, I still expect him to win it. I
Yeah.
still expect Ibu to win. Compare that to Arsenal, it's 52 and 33. So again,
Who's the
Gabriel
33?
is the 33,
That's
2 in a
mad.
row.
He's literally one of the
This
best
is
goal
according to
scoring.
Opta, by the way. So this isn't AGT's fake stats.
Yeah, okay,
book
yeah.
that I'm
Make sure you
reading
say that,
from.
like,
This
because
is Opta. So go and argue with
33%
them.
for Gabriel, who scores bags of goals from corners off
Yeah.
wonderful headers.
Doesn't make sense, really.
Crazy. I will add though, Saliba makes sense to me, right? Because as good as a player as he is, there's one aspect where I think he is lacking, just slightly, very slightly, and it's physicality, lad. I think if you come across Virgil and you have Saliba and you do a shoulder barge, lad, Virgil comes off better.
Ibu's winning that as well.
I agree, but I think it's just an age thing though with Saliba. He's 22, 23.
Yeah.
He's got 7 years to bulk out and get stronger, and he will.
Has he reached his fully grown man?
No,
body
I don't
yet?
think so.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
no, not yet. Even Trent, you've seen Trent go from 19 to 21 different and then
yeah,
21 to 25 now.
Massive difference.
Yeah, you see it, lads.
To be honest, we're not saying this in terms of we're better. I mean, the stats say that Liverpool are better
But you don't go off
defensively
stats,
this
lad.
season.
You just don't.
But I will say this: in 3 to 4 years, Saliba will be the best centre back in the world. I just think that
If he doesn't get injured, yeah.
if he doesn't get injured. Ball recoveries. Again, do you want this to be that high? Because it means you're probably defending more. So Liverpool come out on top, 3.14, 3.63 against 1.86 and 1.57. So again, Liverpool do better there. Chances per 90. I think this is conceded. It can't be.
Yeah, if it's
So 5.57 for Virgil, 3.79, and Gabriel actually comes out on top in that one with 3.86. Shots blocked, again, you don't mind if this is low. This is 0.13 for Virgil, 0.79 for Ibu. We saw in the Wolves game.
Boss rock. That was an insane
that great block. And
He
then
read
for
that.
Arsenal, it's 0.29 and 1.71 for Gabriel. So they are close, but still, the stats don't lie. Liverpool have got the best defence. In the Premier League this season, we've conceded 2 goals in
The two of the
8
best
games,
defences in Europe,
7
and they're
games.
very similar. Incredibly similar.
Yeah.
You've got Virgil and Saliba who are calm, composed, relaxed, take a back foot defenders, and you've got Konate and Gabriel who are the enforcers and they body everybody, lad. It's pretty much the exact same defence. You can't really
No,
pick
both teams are
one or
lucky.
the other. I think you'd pick probably Arsenal just simply based off the age. That's it, really. But Virgil, in my opinion, is still the best centre-back in the league, without a doubt.
Let us know. That's the burning hot topic. Centre-backs for Liverpool, Virgil and Ibu. Are they the best centre-backs in Europe right now? The numbers do not lie. Let's just touch back onto the Palace game. Obviously, we had Joe here on Thursday who predicted a Liverpool win. As a Palace fan, he's not very happy with his team at the minute. It was lucky in a way that we scored that early because, you know, we were so unclinical throughout the rest of the game. Jota could have had a hat-trick himself. So obviously I had a chance on the edge of the box where he could have shot, and he went for the pass, which I'm starting to get a bit.
Dom's doing me nothing.
Yeah, I can't lie, and I did, you know, criticise him in the fan cams, you know, in midweek in the Champions League game. I'd like to see a little bit more. Curtis obviously started the game, didn't have the best game.
I think Curtis is actually playing really well. I think they're playing different games, so Curtis's final ball is actually decent, lad. He's finding the pass, whereas his energy isn't as good as Dom's. Whereas Dom, energy, work ethic is insane, lad. There's no doubt about it that he's got one of the best work ethics on our team, and that's why he's still starting all the time. But when it comes to decision making and final pass, it's just going wrong all of the time, lad. He consistently misplaces passes, consistently makes the wrong decision, and I don't understand it because he's got bags of talent. That's what we bought you for, lad, to make the right decisions in the right moments, and it just doesn't seem to be happening. I think, that's what's happening with Dom, but let's see what happens throughout the league. Let's see if he builds that confidence and gets that decision making. I just think he needs to get a few good passes under his belt in one game, and then he'll find his confidence again. I don't know, but it is funny to see how Ryan's celebrated right now and Dom isn't, and it was the way around last season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it actually was. So we scored early, 8 minutes on the clock. Diogo Jota gets the goal. Brilliant pass from Tsimikas to Cody, who cuts it back, and Jota finishes it.
Brilliant goal.
But I mean, we spoke about this as well. You know, Palace had 2 or 3 chances to score goals. Alisson was sensational before he got injured. I think he actually dropped a 10 out of 10 performance before he got injured on the 78th minute. So in a way, Liverpool were lucky that, you know, we had Alisson in goal because, you know, a team maybe further up the league would have put those chances away. However, Alisson is now injured, right? We go into an international break hoping that Queeveen Keller doesn't get injured. But what did you make of Jaros's performance? And were you surprised with his accent, by the way? Did you hear his interview after? It sounded like he was from St. Helens.
Did he? Yeah?
It was pretty mad.
From St. Helens.
So big up to him. Got a clean sheet in his first game.
I mean,
pressure situation though as well.
I know, but he didn't get asked much really. He had that Eze chance, but Eze kicked it right at him. And the way he caught it even scared me a little bit because he caught it, but like on the side of him. I was like,
because he was expecting the whip. It was a bad shot, so he had to come back in.
But he saved it, lad, and he did well. He cleared it when he had to. Virgil put him under pressure in one moment when he went to headed it back, and he missed it, lad. So that's maybe why he's got 73% and not 90. But yeah. I think he done all right, lad. He did what we needed him to do, which was not let any goals in, lad. Do we want him to start? Absolutely not. Kelly, get in goal as soon as you feel better, mate. Straight in goal, which is lucky for us, right? Because he was ill. Alisson's injured now, and we've got 2 weeks to get them some recovery and rest, which is exactly what we need. It's coming at a good time for us. But yeah, I'm happy with Jaros. Sad, whatever. Where's that Mashdavilli?
Still at Valencia.
So he's coming.
We haven't bought him until next season. Yeah. Well, we've bought him, but it's not coming till next season. Yeah. So yeah, listen, big up to Jaros, who probably thought he might not ever play a first team game for Liverpool.
Never know, lad, do you?
But he was called up to action, and he did okay.
It's one of them, lad.
Was a bit. Yeah, you could tell he was nervous, put it that way.
Of course, lad, this is his first game. And also, it was a pressure moment, winning 1-0, and like, don't concede a goal, lads. Yeah. It's like heavy. After our goals just being getting peppered, but I actually think the defence looked after them. They really did. They started to tighten up a little bit more. But Alisson was brilliant. And you say we can see the chances, but that's what your bloody goalkeeper's there for, lad. Yeah, we can see the chances from a lot of them from set pieces. And he saved them. So, if your goalkeeper's not there to save them, what's he there for, lad?
That's true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Talk to me about the decision not to give Crystal Palace a penalty.
It wasn't long enough. Don't care. If you're going to give penalties for that, you're going to give penalties about 12 a game, lads. It's as simple as that. I get it. It's one of them. If it's given, don't moan. If it's not, don't moan.
If you're a Palace fan, you'll want that as a pen.
Yeah, I agree. But also, Mark he's not getting anywhere near the ball.
That's the key thing for me.
He's not going to score. Nothing's going to happen. The keeper is still going to catch it. Whereas if you watch the West Ham one where Jota got it, Jota's about to get his head on it and he gets bodied. That's why Semedo bodies him.
Wolves, you mean?
Against the Wolves, yeah. But this one wasn't long enough. I think the referee made a favourable decision for us, without a shadow of a doubt. But it was about a 60-40 decision. It wasn't a heavy, oh my God, that's incredibly wrong decision. It wasn't that.
I just don't
think it was
there's enough
catastrophic.
there. And the key,
He let go at the right time.
yeah,
Like, just at the right
key
time.
thing to understand is the impediment of Van Dijk on Guehi was not impactful enough. They
Not at all.
denied a
It's
clear
cheeky
goal
though.
scoring
Cheeky
opportunity.
though.
That's what the VAR will be looking at. Does this impediment here deny a clear goal scoring
No.
opportunity? No, because guess what? Guehi is not Superman. He can't jump 9 foot high and head the ball down
No, he
from
can't.
4 yards out
Stretch
because
Armstrong
he's
with his
not
neck.
getting the ball.
Yeah.
And the amount of fouls that we see on Mo Salah, I don't want to sound like an Arsenal fan talking about, what about this? What about this? Like Robbie, when you say it's a red card, he goes, yeah, but what about, you know, like the Vicky Pollard thing. You're a Brett Newbert.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like that because Guehi was not getting that ball.
What did Arne Slot say? He said that we didn't get our first free kick until the 55th minute. Lads.
Exactly.
There you go, lad, you know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
swings and roundabouts. The amount of pens that we haven't been given, or the amount of pens that have been given against us, lad.
Well, I can name 2. Arsenal, the handball, the
Remember last season,
Odegaard
Crystal
handball.
Palace?
Crystal Palace
Got
last
one last
season as
season.
well, yeah, 100%.
Moody one, lad.
Moody. And we didn't get the Doku on McAllister last year. So
Yeah, and do you remember Doku literally clotheslined Maka with his foot, lad? Proper karate kicked him in the chest. There you go, lads. It happens to everybody.
horrible.
And it was nowhere near that.
No, of
It
course
wasn't,
it
lads.
wasn't.
It really wasn't.
So yeah, we can move on from that game knowing that we got the 3 points. We got the clean sheet as well. That's 5 clean sheets in 7 games. You can cry more, buddy.
Honestly, like, I know, yeah,
So
like
hold
people are moaning like Liverpool are not that good, but we can only play who's been
It's
in
not
front
our
of us.
fault.
I know, and that's it, really.
But that's
so
why I'm saying let's be happy with what we've got so far, but then we will really start to
the
become
Wolves are watching, lad. They're gonna-
unbearable.
Yeah, like
the Wolves are watching.
They're like, I can see them all prowling, going, "Go ahead, play Real Madrid, lads. Yeah,
Yeah,
Arsenal
yeah.
and Man City. Go ahead, play."
What
them."
happens to the naysayers if we get through that period unscathed?
Do you get smoked, lad?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
get absolutely
You've not
smoked?
played anyone hard.
What
We've
now,
just
lad?
played Real Madrid,
Yeah,
Man
yeah,
City,
yeah.
Arsenal,
Yeah, yeah.
Chelsea. But let's win them.
Yeah,
Before
yeah,
we start getting
best,
ahead of
I know,
ourselves,
'cause
we're still on that side of
Let's please
these
do it.
fixtures.
I need to see what we play against Arsenal and City. Like that's our test.
Do you know what? I can't wait for that Arsenal game.
I'm terrified, me.
I am terrified, but I think by the time it gets really close, I will be terrified.
Both teams,
but-
Arsenal are brilliant. I'm not going to say they're not.
Yeah,
I don't think
no, they
they're
are.
too far ahead of Liverpool.
But
So
they
it's going
have
to be
struggled at home recently in terms of conceding at home to Leicester first. They obviously conceded at home to
season. They struggled at home
Southampton.
sometimes. They lost to Aston Villa,
That's
bro.
true.
Their
That is
home
true.
has never been. It might have been at some point, but in the last few years, it still hasn't been a fortress to me.
Yeah,
It
I
really
agree.
hasn't, lad.
Moving on then, dialogue with the representatives of Virgil van Dijk, Trent and Mo Salah remains open and ongoing. That's according to James Pearce, who never gets it wrong. It's a tough one because, you know, there's a lot of players that need new contracts. We just spoke about Quansah and Konate. These 3, in my opinion, are the most important ones to sort out. I mean, we are coming up to mid-October now, knowing as well that Danny Carvajal, you know, did
See
his
what happens
ACL,
soon.
overextended his knee. I mean, that was
After
one of
signing
the
an
worst
extension
injuries.
until 2026, by the way, for Real Madrid.
Well, no, they signed it after he got injured, and they
Signed it
offered him a
afterwards?
new contract, which I actually
That's
respect
cool.
because he'll be out for a year.
Fair play to
He'll
them.
be out for 9 to 10 months, and he's got a new
I think that's the most
contract there.
honourable thing I've ever heard Real Madrid doing, lads.
Yeah,
to be
no, they
honest
are
with you.
good like that because he's been there for so long. I'm pretty sure
He's a
he's
loyal
captain
servant.
or the vice captain.
Loyal
at this
servant to
point.
that club,
Loyal
lad.
servant.
Yeah.
But you know, instantly when that injury happened, you know what people are saying.
Oh,
Trent can go there in January, and we have heard as well that Real Madrid are looking to jump in. You know, Real Madrid have not made a signing the January transfer window for 6 years.
They're not going to sign Trent in January, lad. That's
Hang
not
on,
happening.
my question to you is: I heard that they are looking to sign a centre back and a right back in January.
Yeah.
So if it isn't Trent that they sign, not that we'd even allow that to happen midway through a season, that would just be just mindless. That
Stupid.
would be. We wouldn't ever do that. But if they don't get Trent in January, who would they get?
I don't know, lad. Who can they get, really?
Well, I'm looking around.
I don't
Reece
know.
James, fancy it?
No, lad. He's too injury prone. Hakimi.
Yeah, they could look at Hakimi.
But
But
then he's-
again, I don't think any club is going to want to sell a player in January, especially if you're already in La Liga as well.
There's no really top right back that can go to them. They'll probably buy some young Brazilian kid that's a potential player and wait for his transfer to be free in the summer. That's probably what they're going to do. Or somebody else that they've got lined up. You know, Real Madrid, they find players out of nowhere, lad, from Brazil. That's what they do, lad. So
Yeah.
I expect them to do something like that. They go to Sao Paulo and buy somebody that's right back for them.
Yeah, fair play. But did you think, oh God, when Carvajal got that
Yeah.
injury, because the instant tweets, the instant thoughts were Trent's there.
Yeah,
He hasn't signed a new
We're
deal.
getting that all season, aren't we, lad? We're going to be getting like Trent's going there all season, but January would just be the most stupidest thing. Unless you say, right, here's £500 million for Trent right now. You say, and you might not even do it still, lad. So it's no way is he going anywhere until the end of the season, lad. He's the one I'm most worried about, by the way.
Yeah,
when you
Paul
talk about
Joyce said that talks have taken place between the club and the representatives of Trent, Salah and Virgil, but no common ground has been found as of yet. Which does scare me. No common ground. How have Liverpool's representatives and Trent got no common ground? How have our representatives and Salah and Virgil got no common ground?
You don't know the ins and outs of it, lad. It literally could be the stupidest thing in the world, lad. You have no idea what it actually means. So I'm not going to speculate or worry about it until one of them has definitively said, I have signed or I am not signing. And that's it, really. I can't worry about it because it's just going to stress me out and it'll stress everybody else out. What the board have got to do, though, is if it's not working out for them, I'm not in charge of the club. They are. They have to be prepared just in case it doesn't work out. How are we going to replace Virgil, Salah and Trent? Probably impossible, but you're going to have to find a solution, mate, because that's your job. So, Conor Bradley, yeah, there's one for Trent. Not as good as him, without a shadow of a doubt, not as good as Trent, but it's a replacement, I guess. But, you know, you need to go out into the transfer market and find somebody, lad, if you're not going to nail these contracts down. But I'm not going to worry about it until it's happened.
Until it happens, yeah. So, just touching on the contracts, there's still 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 people that still need new contracts. It's going to be a very busy time for the board, you know, sorting out all of these things. So good luck. Hopefully we get through it on the other side, and you know, hopefully everyone leaves happy and we get what we want because we need it.
Do you know who I would love? Just saying. If we did get rid of Salah, do you know who I'd want? Mbeumo.
Ooh,
one in Mbeumo. He's
over Saka,
brother. Quality player in Mbeumo.
Every time I mention Saka, I feel like there's 10 million eyes on me.
I don't give, lad. Saka's all right in that, lad. Saka's great, lad. Yeah,
Saka's
he is
brilliant. But
I want him.
Mbeumo's numbers are incredible.
He's
5 already.
Fantastic, right? He gets slept on all of the time, right? Even like when I do my fantasy team, right? I do the fantasy team with so many different people. Not one of them selects Mbeumo, lad, and I don't understand why. I'm like, do you watch football? Do you actually watch the Premier League? Because he's one of the best finishers in the last 3 years, without a shadow of a doubt. 2 of the goals that he scored this season already, I don't know if you've seen them. Sweeping volleys, lad, sidewinders, beautiful, incredible goals. His penalties that he's taking, he's calm and he's composed. He's got lovely style about him. He's small and athletic, lad. I feel like he's young still. He's only 25, right? Lad, he's a great player that we should be looking at, in my opinion. Without, like,
I really like that.
I like him Mbeumo a lot, lad. It's just a player that I've been thinking about. If we were to keep Trent and Virgil and Salah did depart, lad, it would be Mbeumo for me. Get him in the team, lad.
Yeah, good
right
shout,
wing,
man.
left-footed player, natural replacement, lad.
Yeah, 24, 25, even though he looks a bit older.
That's why. I think honestly, this sounds mad, but you see memes about it. I feel like that's why people don't select him because he's about 33. He's not. He's 25 and he's
bold.
boss. Yeah, he's boss, lads. He's boss.
Breaking news: this Liverpool are awaiting the scan results of Alisson Becker's hamstring before a timescale will be placed on his recovery. Alexis McAllister is what I want to talk to you about now. Is with Argentina, and Harvey Elliott will not be rushed back. That's the one that I'm really looking forward to see, Harvey coming back. But on Alexis McAllister, obviously he came off at half-time in the game at Palace. Paul Gorst tweeted that McAllister is in Miami to join up with the Argentina squad for their World Cup qualifiers with Venezuela and Bolivia. Had initially been an injury doubt after a groin problem saw him just last 45 minutes at Crystal Palace on Saturday lunchtime. And then Anfield sector say he will travel to join, as we know, and they will evaluate his fitness to play.
They don't play him if he says he's not fit. He did it last time. He said he wasn't fit to play. He doesn't.
And that has resulted in some Liverpool fans online asking Liverpool to put their foot down. I mean, we've just seen Arsenal basically say that Havertz isn't going away with Germany. I think they actually play Holland as well, so a big game for them. But a Liverpool fan here says, put your foot down and say, no, City and Arsenal do. We're too nice. Do you agree with that?
You can't, lad.
It's another hot topic for
he
today.
loves his country, lad. Argentinians adore their country, the same as Brazilians, the same as Italians. It's not like an English player, lad, where they sort of sometimes don't want to play for England or can sometimes spare a game. These guys absolutely adore their national team. Why do you think they've all went to Miami, by the way? Who's there? Messi. Messi's went, oh, you come to ours instead, lad, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
Exactly, lad. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's dead off and last. Yeah, you know. I don't think you can stop him from doing it. And Mache, I don't know if you've realised this, but he does this a lot throughout the season. He did it last season. As soon as he feels a little tiny knock, he takes himself off. I think it's brilliant. He's precautionary with his body, and it means that he lasts. Honestly, Mache's my favourite player in this team. I know Ryan's been the best player, but Mache is the most reliable individual in Liverpool, without a shadow of a doubt. I almost wish that Dom had Mache's decision making in the number 10 role, but we can't afford to put Mache in the 10 because there's nobody like you in the 6 to make them decisions either. So for me, Mache is our top draw player, and I trust when he says, I am okay to play football. I don't think he'd lie to us and lie to himself, lad. I think he would actually keep himself off. He did it for Argentina last time. Do you remember?
Yeah,
he pulled something and he was like, I'm not playing. And he come off and he said, I'm not playing, and he didn't play the next game.
I think he still trained, but he didn't
play. Yeah, that's the way to. Like, I trust him, lad. I really do. I trust that individual, that player.
Let us know what you think about Liverpool's lenience to allowing injured players to still go away on international duty. Obviously, the risk there is that they get further injured. Touch wood right now that no one gets injured, especially Quivi and Kelleher, who will go away with Ireland as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of a player who will be going away, it's Wataru Endo. A great stat here and a quote here from Arne Slot on Endo. He said, look at how Wata came in now, how good he was on the ball, but also the second balls that he won. He only had these in 7 minutes, a very good impact. Only playing for that shorter time, he gives that performance. That says a lot about him.
That's what he's there for.
As a person.
That's exactly what he's there for.
What I love is the mentality of Endo to come in that Palace game. We were under it.
Yeah.
Right. We brought him on for 7-8 minutes at the end to shore it up, keep that clean sheet. And he was blocking, he was intercepting in crucial moments of the game. But what I mean about the mentality is some other midfielders would maybe have their ego boosted to a point where they should say, I should be playing, right? I was brilliant last season. I've done nothing to deserve to be dropped, which is true. Obviously, you know, we found Ryan and Maka, they've got their little thing going on. But the mentality to come in when you are needed, right? We did need him at that point and still deliver. I love that from him. And that is the mentality that every single footballer in Liverpool Football Club should share.
They're not from the same culture as him.
I love him.
He's Japanese,
brilliant
brother.
Kid.
Japanese are taught humility from a very young age, and they work really hard at one discipline, and that's what he's done, lad. He's a master at his craft. That's why he's a captain for Japan, because he's humble, doesn't let his ego get ahead of him, lad. He come into that game like he was starting it. It doesn't matter to him. He's been asked to do a job, and he's going to do that job to the best of his ability. And I think that's exactly where we utilise him when we're struggling in them games and you've got 20 minutes left, 15 minutes left. Get him in and body everybody. Enforce that midfield. Nothing goes past you, lad. You get a yellow card if you need, no problem. You just make sure you win every single battle, first balls, second balls. And he does. He's brilliant, lad. That's why he wears a gum shield. He is a Scout Samurai, lad. We love him. Absolutely. How can you not love Endo? And I really like that Anna's appreciating him as well, and now we can see a real big use for him in this team, because he's going to be needed without a shadow of a doubt. Coming across these next, how many games? 12, 10 games or something mad. Endo, you're going to be needing to kick some people for us, please, mate, okay?
And he knows his role. He stays ready.
I love him, lad.
Big up to him. I absolutely love him.
I need a Liverpool shirt with his name on the back, you know. And all. Who doesn't like Endo?
I love Endo. Big him up.
Bit like proper respect for that professional that he is.
Do you know what? What a weekend for Liverpool Football Club, because the men won, the women won. Great free kick to win that game. The under-23s beat Manchester United.
Nice.
Tyler Morton scored the winner there.
All the way down.
And the under-18s won as well.
Against United?
The women won actually 3-2 away at Tottenham as well. So 4 wins. I know you hadn't heard Vitoslav Jaros's accent. I'm going to play it for you now and see what you think.
Not much really, and I think it's better because he's racing already. And everyone around you is going, oh, this is put your shin pads on and all this. So they didn't say much.
And he's Czech Republic.
He's kid. Like, I'm not Scouse, but I'm also, you know, I'm
far away.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So yeah, listen, man, I'm buzzing with our start.
Okay, better
but
than what we've had.
I do think the next time we speak about these contracts, I would like there to be a bit of a solid update.
Arne Slot said that, didn't he? He said he's been getting asked about these contracts every 2 to 3 days, and he's like, I can't give you updates because it's literally, you asked me the same question yesterday. He's like, give it 2 weeks at intervals and then I might have something else, but ask me every 2 weeks, not every 2 days, which is
Adam Rose just tweeted, obviously a big Liverpool fan, comedian. on the story that I did read out, he said, I don't like this. I understand Virgil and Mo being complicated due to their age and the role they'd have going forward. That might take some time to sort out, but Trent should be given whatever he wants for as long as he wants it. What are we doing?
It's not about him, bro.
I'm just reading out his
Love your
tweet.
Adam Rowe, lads, I do, lad. But it's not about the club not giving him what he wants, lad. He wants to go to Real Madrid, brother. Like, we can't give him Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, Champions League winning football every single season. Like, that's what he wants, lad. He wants to go and be a Galactico. You can see it, lad, and he can be because he's that phenomenal. So really what we've got to do is entice him with success. That's the only thing that we can do as a football club, is to bring success to him, to say, we're just as good as them. If you stay with us, you can still have them individual glories and team glories with us as well, lad. But it's up to us to do that. And I know people, when I said this last time, said we don't owe him nothing. We brought him into the club when he was an academy graduate and all that. He's paid us back, lads. He's paid it all back because he won everything for us. He's been phenomenal. He's done everything the club has asked him for the last 20 years, because he's played for us for 20 years, by the way. He's probably ready for a change. And I can't begrudge him it. He's a human being. If it were me, I'm a human being. It's a beautiful thing to look at when you're looking at the prospect of going to Real Madrid in this moment when they need a right back. There's so much wonderful young talent. You're friends with that young talent already. You go on holidays with them. It's going to be very difficult to keep Trent in this club, lad. He's the one I'm most worried about, to be quite honest with you. I feel like Salah and Mo and Virgil, you can probably get hold of them, lad, and you can give them what they want, and knowing that they're kicking on a little bit. So if you entice them with a little bit more money or a little bit more security, they might stay, lad. But Trent, he can do whatever he wants, and he knows it. That's the way it is, lad.
Man.
It's sad. And I get it. I'm disappointed too, lad, because I want the Scousers to stay in our team, especially one of that ability, right? It was between, like, if Steven Gerrard left. You need them individuals. He's the heartbeat of the team, lad. He strums everything along, lad. He creates the rhythm. We need him. But if he wants to go, we can't keep him there, no matter if we say you're going to get £1 million a month, lad. Like, you just can't. It's hard.
It's tough, mate. It's tough. Just on our next game, Chelsea, they have Cucurella and Fofana both suspended for that. Chelsea have received 27 yellow cards in 7 Premier League games this season.
What?
3 more than their closest challengers, Manchester United.
That's over 2 teams worth of...
Yeah. So what? 27 divided by 7. How many?
What the hell?
It's about 3, isn't it? 3 yellow cards per game. So they are actually going to be missing a couple of players for that game. And of course, during the international break, we'll look at it. We'll have a match preview with Matisse at some point as well for that game.
I'm a bit worried about it, lad, just simply because of how we performed against Nottingham Forest after the initial international break. Or was it before the international break?
Before, it was September the 14th.
Yeah.
So actually, I think that was the first game back after. Actually,
I think that's what I'm worried about.
We beat United 3-0, had the break, and then we did that, didn't we?
Don't like us coming back. Well, that's the only example I've got to go on, right? So we have to turn that example around and give me something else to think about, because right now I'm worried about it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right, people, let's wrap this up. Big up to you guys for watching and listening. Don't forget to smash that like button, get your comments in. During the next 10 days or so, we're going to be doing some more general news topics, hopefully some more updates on the contracts.
Please.
Like I said, I'm going away to Ibiza, so I'll still be doing videos out there. And then next week, we'll be back on Monday for more of the same of this. And then throughout that week, we'll have our match previews in the bag as well. But as things stand, Liverpool, top of the league, going into the second international break. Maybe even the third, actually.
No,
I
second.
think it's the second.
There's one in November, the third.
There is.
I hate them, lads.
Oh, do you know what? I hate them, but at the same time, I don't mind them.
Yeah, because
So I can go away.
I get it, lad. I get it. I do. You get like a weekend off with nothing to stress about. You don't have to think about content. You don't have to think about. I get it. I do understand that.
You get it. You get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to everyone who's watched this. Big up yourselves. Some great content still to be coming out on the channel. So make sure you subscribe. Until then, from myself and Doyle in the studio, we're top of the league, top of the table. Enjoy your week.
Innit?
Marsh, best defence in Europe. Hold that.